Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are doing a very special tasting because we are tasting the 2021 BTAC collection. How about that? Hey!
Awesome, man. Been waiting for this.
So my name is Steve Akeley. I'm joined by Jim Fosnot and Scott Creighton. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Not much.
Just
excited.
Sitting down at 10 a.m. tasting some fantastic bourbon.
Yeah, 10's as good as any time, right? Especially when it's BTAC.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget the coffee. Bring me the BTAC.
I sent you guys an email saying I'm tasting some BTAC. Are you guys available? Suddenly your schedules became wide open. Usually I can't schedule anything with you guys.
That is true. Children are missing doctor's appointments, and I blew off a couple of charities to be here. It's all good.
Yeah.
So
I'm literally not fishing right now.
So this is a pretty cool thing. Obviously, BTAC to me is one of the premier, whiskeys that are out there in terms of things people want to get but have a hard time getting. So you've got this and Pappy, and that's really the ones that are the toughest. So this is a fun thing. Of course, no George T. Stagg this year, as previously announced. Didn't meet their quality standards, so I respect them for that. I believe what they say. There's plenty. If you go to the internet, I'm sure that there's all kinds of people who don't believe it, and they have all these conspiracy theories. But that's not my thing.
Yeah, to me, it makes me respect them more for that, saying it's not the quality that the customer deserves. So because they could have bottled either way, and it would have all sold out.
And it would have sold out, yeah.
So they'd have made their money regardless. So for me, I don't get the conspiracy theories. They're losing money by doing this. There's no way around that.
Right.
And to me, I just respect to them for having the courage to do it.
My question was, does it meet the Stagg Junior qualification?
Well, it might.
And you know what? Are we all of a sudden going to see an influx of Stagg Junior? Which
I have no idea. Or they hold it for another year, and then they're like, oh, then we've got more for next year. I have no idea what they're going to do, and that's their call. But it's kind of a cool thing, and I do respect that. You have to have the ability to not do this a year if you have quality standards, and they've got that. Again, I don't believe any of the conspiracy, because you always follow the money on the conspiracy theories, right? And what's the money? And I see someone say, well, they're creating more demand for next year. No, they sell out every bottle instantly. When they say we've got it, it's gone, and they've made their money. So it's not like, oh, well, next year they're going to make a ton of money. No, this is costing them money, so... Yeah, so should be interesting. So we're going to get to that. No cork pops today or anything like that because we're just doing the straight tasting. So the order that we'll be tasting this, we're going to go in proof order. So Sazerac's up first. Then you've got Eagle Rare. Of course, it comes in 101 with this group. And then the William Larue Weller and Thomas H. Handy. Before we take this thing out to break, just taking a guess here, what do you think is going to be your favorite? We want you to rate them at the end based on taste, but what do you think going into this is going to be the front runner?
Man, I typically love the William Wellers or the Handy, but I'm going to go with William Larue for this year. I think
okay.
But I'd be surprised if it's not one of those two because those are my favorites.
Okay,
I'm a Handy guy. I'll be the contrarian. I love the rye.
Yeah,
I love Thomas Handy.
Yeah. I have tried these already because I did my article for Bourbon Zeppelin because we do multiple media things when we get samples like this. So I've already gone through these, but I'm not gonna tip my cap here as to what I think the order is on these. So you guys will have to develop your own list. I will share it, of course, on here, and I'm of course going to taste again, just to make sure my my data is accurate.
Yes, you need to suffer for the science, Steve.
Right. So yeah. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to get into these. We're going to go one by one, and then at the end, we're going to rank them in the order that we prefer. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and I'm excited to announce a brand new partnership with Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Many of you have perhaps heard of Leatherwood via our co-host on the Bourbon Daily, Kaylee Baker, who works there. Well, they're now an official sponsor of the network, and we look forward to everyone getting to know a little bit more about them. Company founder Andrew Lang brought his brewing and distilling hobby with him during his years of service as a Green Beret in the United States Army. Whether he was at his home base of Fort Campbell or during tours of duty in places like Italy or Afghanistan, Lang distilled whatever was available to him locally. We are excited about getting to know Andrew Lang and his team better via our programming and are planning a trip down there for the ABV Network crew very soon. In the meantime, check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com, where they will ship bottles directly to you, including their special Remembering 9/11 series, which is raising money for military charities. Seriously, get out there, buy some bottles, help a good cause, and let us know what you think. We're really excited about this partnership. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Scott Pinkowski loves the Bourbon Daily.
But can I have a kiss?
No. That doesn't work.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. My name is Steve Akeley, joined by Jim Fosnot and Scott Creighton. We've done a few barrel picks and things like that over the years, haven't we?
We have done quite a few.
Just a couple.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how many you've done, Jim? Yours is a little bit more calculated, I guess, because you knew what was coming in the store when you were in the business.
I mean, all in all, I've definitely picked over, I'll say 150 barrels.
Yeah.
Probably a few more than that, actually, but definitely over 150.
I know I've done over 100, but I don't think I've done as many as you. So I'm somewhere between 100 and 150, based on a lot of the picks I did with you, and then I also did other things with Jason Bronner. We do some of our own picks at the ABV Network, and I've also done some with the New Orleans Bourbon Festival. So, yeah.
Well, picking for 4 large stores gave me a great opportunity to get a lot of barrels in.
Right.
So I appreciate all those opportunities I was given, and I honestly appreciate you joining us on a lot of those and podcasting them and putting that stuff out there to help us sell through those barrels. So.
That's cool. Scott, how about you? How many barrel picks do you think you've done? You obviously worked with Jim. You did a lot with him.
For about 3 years, I picked with Jim, 2.5 years. Between probably 50 and 70.
50 and 70?
Yeah.
So just trying to lay some of the groundwork here about our background, who we are, and what we're doing here as we get ready to do this. Again, we're going to be tasting these in proof order. Scott, you've got the proofs written down there. What are we looking at this year on these?
We got the Sazerac at 90 proof.
Okay.
Yeah. And what was that? 18 years old. So.
18 years old, okay.
And then we Eagle Rare 17 at 101 proof.
Yep.
The William Larue at 125.3.
Now we're talking.
And then the handy at 129.3.
129.3. Okay. Well, let's go through these again, starting at the bottom. So that means the 90 proof Sazerac. We're going to be trying that one first. And right away, I mean, nose is fantastic.
Nose.
I mean,
It's just depth.
yeah. I mean, you know,
You've got
so
that.
how many whiskeys do you put up the nose and there's nothing there, and then you get this and there's so much going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. All right, let's try it. Let's see what we got.
Why not?
I mean,
What a
that's
spicy
really good.
rye, man.
Spicy rye. A lot of different flavors going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming out of the bakery department, I'd say you get a lot of stuff. 90 proof, it sticks around. That rye stays with you.
Great finish.
Warms up very nicely.
Yeah.
Great finish. Just a fantastic whiskey, obviously, to offer a finish like that at 90 proof. So, really good stuff. 18-year-old rye, pretty wild. All right.
That's solid.
Do we just want to call this one the winner and not do the rest of them, or?
I say we suffer through it.
All right, let's suffer through it. All right, Eagle.
Short show today.
Eagle Rare, of course, I always say is one that probably the audience is most familiar with on a day-to-day basis. You know, Eagle Rare is a very popular bourbon. Of course, this one's a little bit different. It's a 17-year-old, comes in at 101 proof versus the 10-year-old 90 proof offering that we're used to finding on the store shelves. When we can get it, of course, it's getting tough to find these days too, but it's not impossible. I will say this: it's tough, but not impossible. So, let's get to this one. Again, comes in strong on the nose. Classic bourbon notes: your caramels, your vanillas, your creme brulees.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff's there. All right, here we go. Let's try it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's pretty darn solid. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
That is.
yeah.
Man, that is a vanilla bomb to me. That's got a ton of vanilla in there. Great baking notes.
Yeah. If anybody brought that to you and said, let's just drink this all night, no problem right there. That's some good stuff.
Really?
And I tell you what, 101 proof, it drinks 10, 15 points lower than that's as easy drinking
right.
as you find out there.
But it is a nice long finish
Yeah.
down the
Yeah.
down the gullet.
Yeah,
Really
nice Kentucky
it's
hug,
warm.
but no, it's not a burn. It's
No.
not a high proof burn. It's just a warm glow.
Yeah.
Completely different
Yeah.
from the Saz. Clearly, obviously.
Yeah.
But you said it drinks 10 points lower. Mm-hmm. You would think that's
Yeah.
your regular.
Yeah, exactly. All right, the next one I think is always the favorite any year coming in, especially when you don't have George T. Stagg in the mix. So William Larue Weller is probably the crowd favorite to win this. I always say, and again, this is not a Sazerac company sponsored thing, but I always say this is barrel strength Pappy because same recipe, offered at barrel strength. You don't get Pappy at barrel strength. This is as close as you're going to get. It is a different product. They go by taste profile, so I know it's technically not. We can't legally say that or anything, but in reality, that's kind of what we're looking at here. So let's give this one a try here.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
I'm glad we're sitting down. If we were standing up, our knees would buckle. Just nosing this one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The complexity is amazing. It's just
There's a lot
Something
going on
something
on that
different
nose.
every time.
There's a lot of that creme brulee coming right there.
Yeah.
That sweetness.
well, you kind of the scents going high to low. You kind of get some floral notes on the lighter stuff, but man, you get some great, like you said, the creme brulee and
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's that time. Let's do this thing. Let's try it. Cheers, gang.
And how? Here's how.
Man,
Yes, sir.
that's near perfection.
that's yeah.
It hits every part of the palate, which is what I love. There's no, most whiskeys have some kind of dead spot on the palate, but this is everything from front to back. Just so complex and just keeps developing. These, and I'm sitting here talking. I'm just
Right.
tasting
It's
new
still
things.
going. Still going.
Tongue is coated.
Yeah.
If you could see my smile on the radio later.
Later, yes, we will
On the
be.
video.
We will be doing a video. We do Facebook stuff now too, so we're going to do kind of a summary that will encourage folks to listen to what you're listening to right now. So it's such a weird thing because this is would play better off on video, but the Bourbon Daily, one of the top ranked shows, we got to do it on audio. So
Second sip just freaking blows the first sip away.
yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. That's pretty darn epic.
On the tongue.
All right. Last one, we'll go into this. This was Scott's favorite going into it. Jim's doing a drink of water. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a high proof that stays with you a long time. I think to clear the palate,
Not that we want to clear it.
for the tasting purposes, we're gonna go ahead and we all got a drink of water there. So, all right. Last one up is the Thomas H. Handy. Scott, what again? Remind us what's the proof on this one this year? 129 point something.
129.3.
Now, if this is if you feel it's too tough, you do not have to drink this, gentlemen.
I see
Put
you
it in my glass.
Pour it in my glass.
If you feel it's too
I
much.
can see you don't want to do this.
All
But if
right,
I see
here we
pour
go.
water in there.
All right.
Mint on the nose.
Yeah.
You guys went straight to taste. No nose, huh?
That's amazing.
That is-
It changes so much from the first taste to the middle to the last.
It's more viscous than the others, for sure.
Look at the
the legs
but,
on
but
it.
anyways, I guarantee you, Radio Network, the legs on
Yeah,
this
it's just
thing.
the
Yeah.
mouthfeel to that one. The texture is completely different than the other three.
It's literally unfair to compare Weller and the Handy. Two different things.
Oh, yeah.
Right. This Handy just is continuing to go.
Yeah.
Cinnamon and mint and
I'm getting some still right now here, and we're doing this real time. There's no editing out of time or anything like that. So, but I'm still on the sides of my palate right now, getting some spikes from that first taste I did. So,
100%.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me try another taste here.
I'll suffer with you, Steve.
I've already gone ahead.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, it is time now that we've gone through this process to share our list. Who wants to go first?
I think we ought to do another pour of everything and try to.
Steven, no. No.
So, thoughts?
Are we ranking them or just our thoughts in general?
I think, well, any final thoughts before we wrap this up and go through our rankings?
First of all, it's a solid year. I mean, everything there
I like 'em all.
is delicious. So if anybody has a bottle of this and they need help drinking it, you can reach out to any one of us and we'd surely come help you.
Right.
So everything there is spectacular. They always do it right. So, but it's just different to see. It's neat to see every year how the little differences and what kind of is better or worse than the previous year. But
Yeah. Scott, your final thoughts here as you're going through these?
Well, I'm clearly going to go toward the two higher proofs as
Okay.
my faves.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with the Eagle Rare and the Saz, but I think just bringing it out adds strength. Just gives you complexity of flavor. It's all there. And it's going to be really hard to pick between Weller, the William Larue, and the Handy for me.
Well, Jim, we'll have you go first. Looks like you've got your list established here.
So my number one is the William Lou Weller. I just overall just no holes in the palate, spectacular, long lingering finish, so complex. Thomas Handy's a close second for me. I do like the high proofs and the rye there. I just think the William Lou was just a little bit better for me personally with the palate. Then I go with the Eagle Rare 17 and the Sazerac. And at 90 proof, that Sazerac has fantastic profile to it for being that proof.
Yeah.
And I think all three of us tend to lean to higher proofs from doing barrel picks. Most of that stuff we're tasting straight out of the barrel, so we're used to tasting stuff at anywhere from 110 to 130, 140 on some of the things we get to taste. So no surprise that I like the higher proof ones better. But everything on this is spectacular.
Yeah. I said when I wrote my article in Bourbon Zeppelin, which comes out, I don't know when this podcast actually drops, but that it's going to be in the November 1st issue. So you should be able to go back and check it out. I think the podcast comes out after that. But I said whatever one would be my favorite was literally the one I was drinking at the time. I mean, they're that good. If I was pouring any of these, you would be happy, and I was like, let's just drink this tonight. You'd be like, this is fantastic. So they're all that good. But there is a difference in them. So, Scott, we're going to put you on the pin next. You're the one that has to tell us what your order is.
All right. Well, given the cool weather and the nature of my palate, I love ryes. Mm-hmm. So I'm going with Handy first.
Okay.
a very close second, 1A, 1B kind of thing, is the William Larue Weller. And then I've got this, what is that? That was an 18-year-old Sazerac at 90 proof.
Yeah.
It's number 3,
Okay.
and then the Eagle Rare.
Gotcha.
No disrespect among any of them.
They're all good.
They're all good.
They're all good.
But that Handy and Weller were fantastic. So.
They're all A efforts. It's just, how high of a grade is that A? So
Right.
I ended up falling out exactly the same as Jim. So I've got, I went first with William Larue Weller. Second is Thomas H. Handy. Man, it's tough though. As you go back and forth.
Right.
I'm telling you.
On a
as you're
different day, I
tasting
could pick a different
Right,
one.
right. They're that close. I went with the Eagle Rare third and the Sazerac last, so fourth.
Yeah.
But again, all good stuff.
Yeah.
Great year for BTAC. So find it. Win a lottery. Work your store contacts.
Exactly.
Yeah, that type of thing. Send one to your favorite podcaster. Whatever you need to do to give you joy in life. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Scott, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at RedDevil85, and then another Instagram that I just started called Above Average Pour.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, he's got some things going on there.
There we go.
His personal branding is up since last time we talked to him.
I feel like I need to up my game.
Jim, how about you?
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fazat or on Instagram at FazJim, FAZZJIM.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, our shop, our events, so much more, abvnetwork.com. And if you want to see the video that we're doing with this, check us out at Bourbon Sasquatch Productions. It's just Bourbon Sasquatch, though, on Facebook. All right, well, that's it. That wraps this one up. And, of course, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. See ya.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.